Hey guys, so I'm getting ready this morning. I figured I'd do a little self-care. Haven't been doing so great at that lately. My husband had to get up early to go and work the air show today. If you're in the Phoenix area and you are interested in seeing some really awesome Air Force and I think Army, they're gonna have some Army helicopters out there, you should go check it out. It's on Luke Air Force Base and it's the weekend of March 17th and 18th. 2018. So if you're seeing this now, it's not now. If you're seeing it later, then it's not happening. But if you're out this weekend, you should check it out. It's going to be a pretty awesome thing if you're into that kind of thing, which obviously I am. But yeah, I got up and he had to get up at like 4 something this morning to be there. Because if you don't know, like if you ever go to an air show, just know that like, or any kind of like military exhibition, that's the word. If you ever go to any type of event like that, the people that are working are airmen. So they're giving up time with their family so you guys can see all the cool, awesome stuff that the Air Force does or the military does in whatever capacity you're going to see. But I remember I told you guys, I filmed a video about kids in foster care and sleepovers, and our eldest went to her sleepover last night, and it seemed like it went, so far, I haven't picked her up yet, but we didn't get any calls in the middle of the night, so I'm thinking that she did okay. But one of the things that I haven't really talked about, or I don't know for sure if I've talked about, is like how behaviors will come out when kids are anticipating something. So like with my eldest, she was like worried. So these kids think that everything bad that happens ever is their fault or that somehow they did it. And so she was worried that she was going to go to her friend's birthday party and that she was going to ruin the party somehow. Which seeing some of those kids at her party, because I stayed for the first part of it, because they did like a paint party, which if you have kids, I'd actually say it's a pretty good suggestion to do. But some of those kids, I was just like, where is your mother? Because they were just acting a little crazy. But she was, like yesterday morning when we were getting ready for school, she was being really grumpy, like more so than normal, and I could tell something was wrong. And so I asked her, like, are you nervous about the sleepover? And she didn't want to say anything. And then her sister chimed in, which I try and prevent as much as possible, but in this case her sister was giving me some helpful information. So yeah, it's just one of those things you have to like deal with. You have to look at the behavior, so behavioralists will tell you that the behavior is them trying to communicate a need. And so the goal of foster care, if you have a child who has behaviors, they basically have poor communication skills. So they don't know how to communicate that need. And in previous places, sometimes, and I'm not saying this happened with our girls, but sometimes the only way that they could get their needs met was to act poorly, because that was the only time that they were getting attention. So you have to kind of redirect and go through and kind of detective a little bit and try and get them to talk to you about what it is that's going on. And culturally, so if you have Native children and you're not Native American or Indian, however you prefer to be communicated, because that's what our girls community prefers. I know I look really cute right now, but bear with me. They're very stoic kind of people. They don't really communicate their feelings as well as European Americans or African Americans would. And y'all, I'm not PC. The reason I'm talking like this is because this is all stuff that I have researched in my psychology classes or been taught about, and that's how they refer to all the populations. They refer to all the populations as African American, Native American, or Asian American, or like Hispanic American. So if you have a problem being called one of those things, I apologize. But like I said, my girls' community and most of the ones that I've interacted with out here, they're Indians. That's what they call themselves. So anyway, lesson for you there. But culturally, they're a little more reserved. They're a little less open with emotional expression. And so they our girls have a little bit of a harder time talking about their feelings. And I always explain to them, like, you don't have to tell me what's going on. You can just tell me, like, yes, something's bothering me, but I don't want to talk about it. And that kind of gives them the option to, come to you when they're ready. And a lot of times they do want to talk about it. They just want to get some kind of attention out of it first. So, sometimes what I'll do is I'll be like, it's fine if you're upset, but you're not going to be mean to me. You're not going to be, rude or disrespectful, because you're not mad at me. You're not upset with me, and I didn't do anything wrong. I don't deserve that. So when you're ready to communicate, or you want to, if you're upset, that's fine, but we're not going to act poorly. We're not going to behave poorly because of your emotions. I'm sorry, guys. I know this isn't the best way for you guys to me to film, but it's what I got right now. My in-laws are here. So yeah, if you have like a big event planned, our youngest, when we first got her, she has control issues. And so she wants to control every little thing. Well, when you tell her, hey, hun, we're going to the zoo, she thinks, okay, well, in the past, punishment has been everybody else gets to go on this fun trip and I don't. So I'm going to throw a fit so that I control them telling me that I can't go, rather than me doing something by accident and then being told that I can't go. So with her, we learned this pretty quick. Her behavior didn't control what we did. If she wanted to have a fit, we all got in the car and we headed to wherever it is we were going. And then if she was still having a fit until she was calm, we would hang out in the car and then we would go in. And y'all, it took a while for, it took a couple months for us to figure out like what she was trying to do. But then she had a field trip this past week, like I told you guys, and we had gone to a different zoo out here and for her field trip, and she had no fit beforehand. And I don't know if it was because she figured it was a school thing, so I couldn't tell her she couldn't go. I doubt that. But then we had this birthday party, and, her sister was getting a sleepover, and she wasn't, and she didn't have a fit here either. And so it was kind of like, wow, we're seeing this real progress with her. So bottom line, if you get a new babe, or if you've had one for a while, and they're having these behaviors, just really, like, anytime they're having a behavior, really take a second and figure out, like, what's going on in your social life that potentially could cause them to be nervous, and have them make that behavior. Because it'll go a long way in helping them learn how to cope, with their feelings and their thoughts, and letting them know that, like, okay, if it's a control issue, you don't have control. I have control. It doesn't matter how big of a fit you throw, we're doing what I said we're going to do. If it's, just nerves or anxiety, or if it's issues that, self-beliefs, and self-esteem issues, you'll find that out. And those are the ones that are really heartbreaking, because it's like, honey, you're not gonna be the one that causes a problem. You're gonna be fine. So yeah, that's my encouragement for today. I hope you guys are doing well. If you are a foster mom and you've encountered any of these kinds of behaviors, let me know. And if you haven't, or you are struggling with something else, I'd love to try and give you my perspective on what I do to help our kids with some of their behaviors. See you later, guys. Bye.